just going to go down this little alleyway behind some social housing here, very ordinary, on the edge of Sheffield, but to a most extraordinary tree. And I'm going to show you how to record an ancient tree for the Woodland Trust Ancient Tree Inventory. So I've got Jack the dog with me, and we're going to go down and have a look at it. Here it is, an extraordinary tree to find in this, what appears at first quite a suburban location, but we're not far from a very ancient wood that is just down there. And this is the survivor, a lovely old oak from that ancient wood, which has been actually replanted with a lot of trees in the 1960s. But here's this fantastic survivor with some squirrels up there running about this tree, which is sort of contorted and beautiful. You can tell it's an ancient tree because the crown of it is right down low, and you can see that there are lots of hollows in the tree. There's a lovely one here, and almost like a little platform there. So it's a real crabby old oak. And what I'm going to do is let Jack off. Don't run away, Jack. And what you need to do for the ancient tree inventory is, and probably the most important thing, is to take a photograph, which I've done before, so I'm not going to do that now. Just put the lead down. And I've got my tape measure, and I'm going to measure around the girth of the tree. Now it needs to be 1.5 meters up from the ground, and this is on quite steep ground, so we're going to do it from the top side. Oh, it's a very wiggly thing. So it's interesting that 1.5 meters is just about where the limbs here come out, and this is what's called a pollard, because the branches come out from quite low down. Now this is quite tricky by myself. You should normally really do this with a friend. So I'll just show you. Actually, I've done this one before. It's a bit like Blue Peter. So you get your tape measure round that place, and I know, because I've done it before, that this tree is about 3.5 meters round. I've already put it on the website of the Ancient Tree Inventory, which is very easy, and it's been classified as a veteran tree. So this is not quite ancient yet, but it's getting there, and you can tell that from all these lovely hollows. You need a photograph. You need to look at other things, like has it got any obvious fungi, which it hasn't, probably not so obvious this time of year anyway. Has it got moss? Has it got mistletoe? All those sorts of things. The form on the website is really clear, so you'll be able to add without any problem. The other thing that the website enables you to do is to look at it, if it's there, on a very old 1800s map. So that already tells you that it's been there some time if it's there. And also you can look at it not only on the old map, but sort of aligned with it, a satellite map. So with this tree, because it's just behind the houses, you can easily locate it, and it'll give you the grid reference automatically. But if it's in the middle of a wood, that's a bit more of a problem, and you're going to need to use something with GPS, a camera with GPS, or a GPS machine. So this is what you do. The Ancient Tree Inventory has all sorts of things like, how to measure different sorts of species, and indeed how to recognise different species. The importance of doing this is because it means that the tree is protected to some extent, and also it just enables the Woodland Trust to be able to map this marvellous inventory of trees all over the country, which of course are also really important for wildlife, oaks being the premier example of that, you know, hundreds and hundreds of species of wildlife that are dependent on these trees. So it's easy if you follow the instructions on the website. It's really nice, especially on a hot day, because you're under the tree, in the shade, measuring it. And it gives me a chance, because people always accuse me of being a bit of a tree hugger, to get me tape measure round it and to give it a good old hug. So